Peace and love, family, and welcome to the Los Angeles Sentinel Daily Brief. This is where we talk black and talk back to the headlines that are impacting the black experience. I'm Niele Anderson, and here are your top 5 headlines for today. Now, I know you've heard of Madam C.J. Walker, but have you heard of Willie Lee Morrow, a barber turned entrepreneur who helped popularize and create tools such as the Afro Pic and styles including the Jerry curl? Well, family, he's died at his home in San Diego at the age of 82. Now, he wrote the book 400 Years Without a Comb, a 1973 book that was one of multiple volumes he published about the history and practice of black hairstyling. Mr. Morrow was also credited with creating combs and hairdryer attachments designed for the care of black hair. Now, for years, he operated a radio station and newspaper, the San Diego Monitor, that catered toward the African American experience. He was credited with using some of his profits from his business to help fund the civil rights movement. He died in June. His memorial is scheduled for this Friday, July 15th in San Diego. We celebrate his life and legacy, and our prayers go out to his family. Now take a listen to white nationalist Steve Bannon.
Let them call you racist.
Laissez-vous appeler raciste.
Let them call you xenophobes.
Mais laissez-vous appeler xénophobes.
Let them call you nativist.
Laissez-vous les appeler nativistes.
Wear it as a badge of honor, because every day we get stronger and they get weaker.
Now, Bannon is set to go to trial on criminal contempt charges on July 18th. And he recently told the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th riots on the Capitol that he is now willing to testify, ideally at a public hearing, according to a letter obtained by CNN. Now, in a Monday court filing, federal prosecutors called Bannon's willingness to now testify before the House Select Committee a last-minute effort that doesn't change the case against him. The January 6th committee hearings resumed today with a focus on the role of white extremists and how they played a role in the attack on our democracy. The committee is chaired by Congressional Black Caucus member Bennie Thompson, and we will continue to follow the hearings. Friends, family, and supporters of Brittany Griner continue to fight to get her home from a Russian prison. Now, supporters of Griner recently held a press conference asking for the athlete's return. Among the speakers were Brittany's wife, the president of the WNBA Players Association, Reverend Al Sharpton, and others. Meanwhile, former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson, who spent over a year as the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, is expected to go to Russia and participate in talks to bring Brittany Griner back to the United States. Speaking of setting women free, California Governor Newsom has pardoned former inmate Sara Kruzen, who received a life sentence when she was a teenager for killing her pimp. With Kruzen's victory, many are hoping the same will happen for Chrystal Kizer after a Wisconsin Supreme Court recently agreed to allow the sex trafficking survivor to argue in court that she was justified in killing her trafficker. A Change.org petition has also been started on Chrystal's behalf with over 1.5 million signatures. Now let's jump into some news and commentary with comedian Trey Elliott. Something that has to do with television and sleeping. I'll let him tell you about it.
Who came up with this study, huh? Who did this study? Who was the researcher? All right? You put it in the meme, everybody gonna believe it. So you mean to tell me now that sleeping with the TV on could bring an early death? Come on. How did they find this out? Huh? At the morgue, was the medical examiner like, oh, how did he die? In his sleep? Hey, was the TV on? Yeah, we on to something. This the 5th person that died in their sleep with the TV on. Nah, man. Come on, man. I don't think God that petty. I really don't think he that petty. I don't think it's a whole bunch of people in heaven and God was like, hey, if you would have turned that TV off, you would have been here about 20 years later. But no, you want to watch Martin while you sleep. Nah, you want to watch Cheers while you sleep. You was watching everything but the Bible Network while you was asleep. I don't think Jesus that petty, man. Nah, I don't believe it. But I tell you what, I'm about to start using that sleeper feature on my TV, and I'm going to turn that shit off when I go to bed.
Okay, Trey. I mean, I like to sleep with my TV on, but I don't know. And the #1 story today goes to what it means to be young, gifted, and black. Meet 13-year-old Alena Wicker, who just reached an inspiring accomplishment as the youngest black person in the entire country to ever be accepted into medical school. Now, she captured the attention of the University of Alabama's School of Medicine, and Alena hopes to become a doctor after already more than halfway done with her undergrad at Arizona State University and Oakwood University in just 1 year. Now, Alena expects to reach her goal by the age of 18. And when we look at all the chaos happening in our world, it's young people like Alena who makes us excited and hopeful about our future. Now, for the latest in black news that's impacting black culture, you definitely want to head over to lasentinel.net. I'm Niele Anderson, and you have just been debriefed.